Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, thank you, Njonjo. I think the first question he has asked me as to our thinking on the president's speech during Jamhuri Day on civic education in Kenya and reliance on donor money. But I pose also the question that is beyond zero a donor-reliant campaign? Let's begin from there. Is it doing a good job? Is it something that is worthy to campaign for and seek support from our friends? If it is, civic education also, that Kenyans also desire to have, is also synonymous to that. And let me go back to his speech on the State of the Nation of 2016, when he's quoted in some section of that speech to say that Kenyans have not understood the Constitution properly. And there is a lot of misunderstanding on the work of Jubilee government because they are following the Constitution, but Kenyans feel that that is not in line with the Constitution. So it's an indicator that Kenyans require civic education. So in my opinion, I think it's a contradiction in itself, and it takes us back to the dark days of KANU. I look at it deeply that it's also an erosion of our values, our knowledge, our skills, and the way we would also want to look forward in terms of cementing the foundations of our constitution that we have in Kenya. Because in itself, when we are given the status of the nation on how Kenya is progressing, that is in itself is civic education. And I think just to sum it up, I think there have been jokes which have been made around in political podiums. And I think the media is also a reference to this, that gazeti ni ya kufunga nyama. I think it's just in the same spirit that you just joke around about things that matter in people's lives, that when they read and get information and knowledge, it doesn't matter at all. And I think that is slowly by slowly getting room in our society, and even more worse in this shrinking space arena that we are witnessing in our country, where civil society are being monitored very closely, their activities, and they are being told, can you be watched in the activities that you do in counties, and all these other things that are happening. But of course, let's ask ourselves, from political pluralism that we really fought, I think this is a beneficiary of the fight that we've seen in our country. So why would we say that Kenyans do not need civic education? The confidence on the part of IEBC in terms of conducting voter education, for me, I think this we are just repeating the mistakes of 2013 as said in the keynote address. Because number one, it is coming when it is too late. Too late in the day. How do you coincide the release of voter education materials to the day of voter inspection? Which one should come as an advance? Is it knowledge out there or the exercise? So for me, I think it is even in the period that is remaining for 3 months before the general elections, I think for now, I think the game needs to be upped by IEBC. So why do I say that? I say that because there is information delay, even with the kind of the reshuffle that we saw, that let's now have what we call county election managers, and we do away with the regional elections coordinators, which we had previously. But when you go to the IEBC website, even today morning, the order is we still have regional offices. Whereas there is a public pronouncement that we've changed the order, we have 47 county election managers. So to me, I think there is some kind of a snail pace of how to fix things out there and give out information. And then the other thing would be, why are we reducing voter education to TV adverts or radio adverts? I mean, is it really the order of the day currently in this new diversity of technology that we have in Kenya? Does every Kenyan household have a TV, a radio for that matter? So is it the quick fix or the easiest way on how to spend money that is voted on voter education? So for me, I believe that there is need to do diversity in a way of reaching out to Kenyans and ensure that we understand all these issues. Like Willis told us this morning that we have several types of technologies that we have in Kenya. If you talked about BVR, EVID, there is now what is called even CRS, the candidates registration system, online. We have the RTS, the results transition system. We have now what is being used to inspect the voters, the details of the voters, which they are calling it the integrated elections management system. So do Kenyans understand this? So how is it simplified in a way that we are able to understand? Then I think lastly is that voter education is not only about the 7 steps which a voter goes through during election day. For me, I believe there should be all-round voter education, right from the laws, right from understanding the role of political parties. Now that we have mushrooming of independent candidates, do Kenyans really understand what does it mean by being an independent candidate? Do Kenyans understand all these laws that governs our elections? So I think we should not just narrow down to just, reporting to a polling station, being issued to a ballot paper. You go to the next step until now you say an ink has been marked on my little finger and I'm getting out, I've participated in election. But is it informed? So for me, I think there is need to even expand it and even make Kenyans understand in terms of results tallying. Now it's a hot debate out there. I know in 2007 when we were observing in the KICC and the political divide, we were almost fighting there at that time. And the then chairman, went upstairs and came out and says, I don't know who won elections. So in 2013, we also saw the same in Bomas. So we even don't know which is going to be the National Tallying Center as we speak for 2017. But it's been a hot issue all along. So have we learned, have we taken lessons from that and we understand how will the election results be tallied or be announced, or who will be doing what and at what time? Lastly is, I think there is need for Kenyans to be served as provided by law, and of course this is given as a function to the IBC, a voter education that is all around the electoral cycle. It should not be a popcorn that now, election date is just coming near the corner. Let's begin, we have a budget, we have an allocation of this money. Let's begin voter education because it's about burning money. So for me, I think would be the electoral cycle approach of voter education. Thank you very much.